Sai Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who were well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm gonna show this video real quick and then get into it.
Full and unapologetic.
So if you let me, I would like to ask one question to the ministers.
Which ones?
All the ministers.
You have a question for all of them and you want them all to reply?
They
If I
just
need
need
to
to
go home
give
and
me
get
a
a change
thumbs
of
up.
clothes.
They just need to give me a thumbs up.
Ah, that's a good one. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. Especially the ministers from the global north. Do you
Now,
think
the global north, look, I had to look this up. I didn't even know. The global north encompasses the rich and powerful regions such as North America, Europe, and Australia. So she's saying, I primarily want to ask this question to the global north, which is these countries here: North America, Europe, Australia.
that the people who are least responsible for the climate crisis and the ones who are suffering some of the worst impacts of this crisis
She basically, it took me a while to understand what she was saying. She was basically saying the people least responsible for this so-called climate crisis are reaping the worst consequences of it. So they're getting the monsoons. They're basically reaping all the adverse reactions to Esau going around and just destroying everything, which is facts because like America, Europe, they're not really dealing with the consequences like that. They push it on to the lesser nations. So she asks, do you feel like the poor countries are dealing with the worst effects of it?
our help? Thumbs up. Higher up. So all of you believe that the people who are suffering right now deserve our help. So I'll ask a second question. Will your countries commit to putting money and funding loss and damage for those countries at COP27? Now that's where the problem is. My first question is like your statements. You're promising us. You're talking about what you're going to do. And my second question is about real action. Loss and damage is happening right now. We can't adapt to the loss of our cultures, the loss of our identities, the loss of our histories. We can't adapt to extinction or to starvation. We cannot adapt to loss and damage. So the first question equals to your statements, promises, pledges, sweet nothings. And the second question is about action. But everyone saw how the ministers were hesitant to say that their countries will commit to funding loss and damage at COP27 in Egypt.
COP27 is what? Let's see. The United Nations Climate Change Conference. The United Nations Climate Change Conference, most commonly referred to as COP27. And that's on Sunday, the 6th of November, and it ends on the 18th November. So basically, Esau gonna sit around there rubbing his belly, pretending he cares. And she caught Esau in a trap with that. She was like, "Rod, do you believe that these poor countries are reaping the worst effects of it?" Esau was like, "Yes, it was like due to your nations." Esau was like, "Yeah, they're reaping the worst effects because of the things that we're doing." And she was like, "Well, are you gonna commit to helping?" And Esau was like, "Nah." So that just shows you he's a devil, and this is why everyone, and this is why the scriptures talk about everybody's gonna be looking on his nakedness because they see this man for what it is. When you're naked, you're exposed. You're seeing somebody for what they truly are. This man is a demon. When the scriptures talk about nakedness, it just shows you in a vulnerable position. That's why if somebody comes into the house, and you're naked, what do? You instantly cover your private parts. Esau can't cover nothing, man. Proverbs 12:10. Let me see. No, I'm a start at 5. Proverbs. This is Proverbs 5. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. See, that was right there, deceitful. And that was a counsel of them. That was a whole bunch of Edomites sitting around there, plotting and planning with their little. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. The wicked are overdrawn and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. See, the elect's gonna stand, but these people, they're gonna fall. A man shall be commended according to his wisdom, but he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. And that's why these nations hate Esau, because I friggin' hate Esau. He that is despised and have a servant is better than he that honoureth himself and lacketh bread. So, a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. So even when this man's pretending he wants to help you, yeah, it's cruel because he don't want to help you. He's just giving you, like she said, sweet nothings. He don't want to help. And I work with this Edomite, man. I swear to God. Just being around Edomite, I know in his spirit is an Edomite, man. The guy, like, this is Edomites, when they talk like they're so fair, but they're not. The demon comes out of them. It's like this man is always trying to talk. He don't do it no more because, like, I just basically, like, every single time he does something dumb, I just expose him. You know what I mean? Before I wouldn't say nothing or do nothing, but he was just going on like he was so smart. He was saying he can fix this, he can do that. He's an engineer, and I'm driving a lorry, and you're my driver's mate. So if you can do all this stuff, why are you here with me? You know what I mean? I'm looking at him like, bro, I don't even want to hear this stuff. So I can drive lorry too, but I take my license. Then shut up. Like, even when Esau's falling, it's like he's not humble, and it, just through his spirit, I know he's a dirty little Edomite, man. Like we go some places and they give us free food and that, you know what I mean? And they're like, "Oh, do you eat pork?" And I'm like, "No, I don't eat pork," because they see the big beard and they think I'm a Muslim. They like, "No, I don't." I'm like, "Does your friend eat pork?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's a pork eater." You know what I mean? They gave us a bunch of stuff. I was just like, "Yeah, have it." Gave us some oats and that. But I was fasting or whatever, so I was like, yeah, I just watch him have it, and just the pork smelling in the lorry, just watching him eat the pork, so disgusting. I was like, you demon, I hate this nigga, and this is what, like, the scriptures talk about. What's it? Meditating, What? Let me get that. I don't even want to butcher it. Yeah, that's it. Isaiah. I really hope I'm part of 1/3. I'll take being a 1/3. Isaiah 33:18. Thine heart shall meditate terror. Where is the scribe? Where's the receiver? Is he counted the towers? And I'll be honest. I'll be sitting there. I'll be like, oh God, I really wish I could knock these Edomites out. Really, but they act like demons. All of them. They're inconsiderate, and the scriptures talk about let me get that, the wax of many, and you can see these people because they're going through it. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And because these people are going through it, you can just see the demonic spirit on them. It's just proper turned up. Isaiah 32:7. The instruments also of the troll are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. Even when they needy speaketh right. So she was speaking right, and they were still lying. They're like, yeah, we're responsible. Should we help you? Yeah, we should. Are we gonna commit to helping you? Nah, we ain't. So that COP27 is just gonna be a big circle jerk. They're gonna sit there and talk about all the stuff that they should do and not do none of them. Because that's what Esau does. Because he's a demon. Habakkuk 1:4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth, for the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. And this is what happens when you have a base man in charge. He never takes any responsibility for anything he does. And I always say that Esau reminds me of a chick, man. Just a girl, Even this man that I wrote, and just even sitting there and analyzing him, he's such an Edomite, man. such an Edomite. Because I'll be driving around, people just be doing stupid things all day. I'm like, well, you seeing the stupidness? Like, yeah, they're stupid. These times I have to work with a man the whole day, you know. This man dumber than rocks. But yeah, he can see stupidity in other people, but not in himself. When I do something dumb, I'm like, damn, like I almost feel embarrassed, you know what I mean? When Esau do something dumb, it's like he don't even have the realization to do something dumb. Like even you know, a couple videos back, I was like, yo, the Lord jacked me up. I'm still getting jacked up, you know, and I know it's because, you know, I've done things wrong. When Esau is getting jacked up, he doesn't sit there and think, you know, maybe this is because we've been doing evil to the whole world, why this has happened to our society. These people are so stupid. Yo, Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, I already I already brought that up. But you know, and they don't sit there and fathom why they're going through this stuff. And if you go to Romans 5:12, it says, wherefore as by one man sin entered into the world, which is Adam, because who he listened to, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. See, this is why there's death in the world, because of sin. And people be like, well, if you're righteous and you do everything right from birth to death, you know, that wouldn't make you. But it's impossible. It's impossible in this sinful flesh. That's why the Lord said he's you know, like he's gonna change our stony hearts, you know, and he's gonna change our body, because you can't in the sinful flesh. There's nobody out here who has not sinned. You sin by accident. This is how Esau's messed up the world. You can eat something and you don't even eat pork, but he'll put something that you think doesn't have pork that shouldn't have pork in it. It'll put pork in that, and then you're eating it, and then you've already broken a law. You can't live righteously in this society. You just can't. You have a woman. She acts like a freaking demon, and then you start thinking bad thoughts in your head. You're not even supposed to think a bad thought. Even bro, sometimes I just be going about my business and people doing stuff, and I really like even your thoughts are not pure in this place, because people just they vex you so much. You start thinking about things that you shouldn't do, and it's like you almost have to catch yourself. This is how demons hop on people, because you'll think something, it all starts with a thought, you know what I mean, and then you think it, and then you've already done it. You know, that's why the Lord said, if a man even look at a woman, he's committed adultery in his heart. Let me just get out. I don't really like butchering scriptures. You be saying some scriptures, you just be, you know what I mean. This is Matthew 5:8. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. Bro, you look at a chick, and you know how these chicks are. You look at a chick and she got a big behind, bro. You've already committed adultery. This is why women are supposed to be covered up, because you're looking at her and you be like, rah, yo, the things I would do, because this society just is not modest at all. Like I've seen even you know, women who claim to be Israelites, their head's not covered, their body's not covered, their everything's all popping out. You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, if you really believe in the Lord, you know you're supposed to be covered up. You're not even supposed you're not supposed to be dressed like that. So is like back in the day, I don't even think women used to be dressed like that. It was probably, you know, you could see their face. They're probably like how Muslim women are dressed. They're probably the most modest women in the society. But I hate Islam, man. Everybody always thinks I'm a Muslim, bro. And then like you talk to a lot of these Muslim people, and they proper think like the Lord is with them, you know, and they can't really explain what's going on. And I don't know whether or not it's all Muslims, but it's like that some Muslims believe in different things, you know. When I feel like in this truth, you know, for Jake that believes in this word, they're a lot more unified on what they believe than the Muslims or any other group out there, and they try to be righteous more than any other group out there, because the Lord said revenge is mine. But yet these Muslims will go out and they'll be just doing the most. You know, that's why people say no one messes with Muslims. But they're not even like, when you read the scriptures, I don't know according to their law, but you're not supposed to You're not supposed to take things. You're not supposed to take matters into your own hands. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not a religion of peace. They're just a bunch of barbarians. Well, that's beyond the point. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Jemis, well, Shalom to the elect.